So good afternoon. So for today, I am going to discuss about human resources, which mainly focus on its sustainability. Integrated, innovative human resource practice are essential in creating a corporate culture that ensures sustainability is valued and maintained at all levels of the organization. Such practice have the ability to generate a significant social, environmental, and economic impact. So to achieve a competitive advantage in business, it is imperative for organization to place a high priority on their internal human capital. All right, so one part in the human resource is, of course, the recruitment and selection. This usually generates a social economic impact on the community. So when we bring employees from outside the community, this can provide a social benefit by increasing the number of residents for the community, which in turn increase spending in the community, and then housing will start, and improvements in infrastructure, and then of course the growth of programs. So on the other hand, hiring within the community decreases unemployment numbers. And of course, it sustains the social and economic quality of life. So employment not only creates means by which to live, but it also increases skills within the area that develops a stable labor pool for hiring. For example, when the first BPO company launches its first opening here in Cagayan de Oro City, there are training courses available na yan around the city that you can enroll to, and then of course this focus on the enhancement of your communication skills. All right. So when we are already hired, of course, we are also provided various trainings. Sustainable companies should act as a community employer. They can be socially responsible to current employees by filling up mobility positions internally and promoting from within whenever it's possible. So I have here, I browsed definitions of sustainability recruiting in the web. So sustainability recruiting exists when sustainability itself is built into the company's purpose, and that purpose is tied to recruiting. So normally when we talk about purpose, it's the vision and mission of the company. So sustainability recruiting can have a long-term impact on a company's profitability, productivity, and employee happiness. This is not one definition, but we have here 5 definitions of sustainability recruiting, among others. Na po na ako tayo next ng mga definitions, no? So we have here number 1, hiring of sustainability professionals. Next is the applying key performance metrics to hiring. So it is important that the company assures placement are high performers. Of course, because when you have high performers, it will add value to the company for many years into the future. So after all, isn't that what sustainability is all about? No? So performance tool can allow the client to, of course, develop key performance indicators. So they can use this when they are searching for employees, or unsa man ang ilahang gamiton for screening, no? And third, of course, it aligns with the values of the company. So align the company's purpose, no? So for example, si IKEA naapod siya when they are recruiting, they are using sustainability of recruiting in all its employees. And fourth is sustainability, using sustainability as a recruiting tool. So, okay, yan na to, no? So, last is the ensuring well-matched employees and employers stay longer. So when we have the right employee na nag-match sa iyang right employer, and then of course they are more engaged in their work, and of course maka-proud po mo. And this results in many benefits for the company, including greater employee retention and higher productivity. So when we are using recruiting tools such as websites, videos, presentations, and literature should include the company's philosophy on sustainability. In particular, recruiters need to make the company's environmental stance a priority in promoting the firm to potential applicants. So, moreover, in the advertisement, we can bring attention to any successful environmental endeavors or any awards won for environmentalism. So, in addition, also in the traditional recruitment outlets, choose magazines or trade journals whose audience is open to sustainability issues. So there are several print and online sites nowadays that focused on the recruitment of individuals seeking employment with a sustainable business. So these specialty recruitment service bring together sustainable companies with sustainability-minded potential employees. So we have several websites such as greenjobinterview.com. They are developed to assist in conducting synchronous or asynchronous synchronous virtual interviews with candidates that can reduce transportation cost and associated carbon emissions. So, karon during pandemic, this synchronous and asynchronous grabe na ato ang usage ani no kami mao na gid ang ato ang way of recruiting, and then of course even when doing classes, no. And then we have training and development under human resource. So new employees must be oriented to the company's stance on sustainability issues and what the expectations are for the employee to further sustainability efforts. So the company, however, will continue to conduct sustainability training for all employees at all levels, including management. So sustainability, when we are talking about sustainability training, it is the training that focused on increasing employee awareness to foster its creativity, sustainability-oriented solution to business problems. So employers should ultimately be trained to rethink every aspect of the job and workplace in terms of sustainability, such as its relationship between systems, long-term survival and quality of social economic, increase efficiency, and then of course innovative ways to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Here are sustainability-related skills. So in addition to the general training to help employees understand sustainability concepts, employees can be taught sustainability-related skills specific to the job function. This might include triple bottom line accounting. So when we talk about this triple line bottom accounting, it's the framework that incorporates the 3 dimensions of performance. So here they are mentioning financial. So more na itong people, profit, and so social, environmental, and financials. And then we can skills also related to carbon accounting. So this is the process by which organizations quantify their greenhouse gas emissions. And then of course we have the skills on social accounting. This is the way communicating the social and environmental effects of the organization's economic actions to particular interest groups within the society and to the society at large. So we also have carbon finance, life cycle analysis. So then actually life cycle costing. So actually say life cycle analysis is a method of assessing environmental impacts associated with all the stages of the life cycle of a commercial product, processes, or services. And then we also have benchmarking. Sustainable organizations can create green training facilities and conduct green meetings. So in particular, meeting rooms should be energy efficient by using energy efficient lighting, motion detectors for lighting bakaha, and then energy star computers and other equipment. So companies can seek to minimize the number of handouts of papers, use only recycled papers. So if we are serving food, the organization can use vendors that supply organic food grown or raised locally. So increasingly conducting more on the job training and engaging in travel reduction programs. So nowadays, common as virtual conferences, and due to its reduced economic and environmental impact. And then now pag-jod nga na ay pandemics, so virtual conferences is growing popularly. Alright. So it is estimated that the use of video conferences eliminates 13,500 flights per year and 5,500 tons of carbon emissions for the company. So it's a big help for the environment. So sustainable organizations can also create green trainings as mentioned and conduct green meetings. So these forms of trainings are efficient way to deliver learning content. And the organization can track employee training performance through scores and completions. So again, these forms of training will reduce travel and associated economic environmental costs. So we have also e-learning, virtual classrooms, computer web-based learning environments. So several surveys reveal that a shortage of trained workers from technical to professional is the primary roadblock to the development of a green economy. Job training programs, colleges, and universities are beginning to recognize this deficit and create training and education programs to help develop green workforce. In addition, professional organizations such as the International Sustainability Professional Society are beginning to emerge. So this society is a nonprofit organization for individuals committed to creating sustainable business practices, of course, through sharing best practices and engaging in professional development. So, of course, the demand of green-collar, technical, and professional workers is expected to continue experiencing rapid growth and increasing demand. So green collars such as say operator in renewable energy plant or manager in a smart network or supervisor, sustainability supervisors. So these collar jobs are incorporating environmental related knowledge, skills, abilities to aid the transition to a green economy. And next, and third one is the performance appraisal and feedback. So we also have this in our HR, human resource, no? So they provide, this is to provide, the purpose of performance appraisals is generally to provide feedback to the employee on his or her performance in order to correct any deficiencies and to create increased opportunities. Employees are not always satisfied with the performance appraisal processes with the performance appraisal processes. However, some form of the assessment is needed to provide feedback for the improvement. So recognition of performance, kumbaga, can serve to motivate workers towards higher levels of performance or more creative solutions to problems. So performance appraisal dimension should reflect the importance of sustainability in the criteria, as well as the behavior appraisal instruments are developed to assess workers' behaviors. So, such as ability to work well with others, promptness, and development of personal skills. So it reduced waste or using techniques that reduce negative social impacts. The fourth one under the human resource is the pay and benefits. Pay and benefits policies promoted by the organization will have a great social economic impact on employees and communities. For example, company policies and practices can transfer the burden to and add stress on a local social services systems as a result of inadequate wages and benefits. So the sustainable organization would benefit from ensuring the compensation structure is fair and equitable. So fair pay can be viewed internally and externally to the organization. So internal equity exists when the employees generally perceive fairness in the pay structure across employees. So externally equity refers to the perceived fairness of pay relative to what the employees are paying for similar for labor. Paying for labor, all right. So companies have a choice to develop compensation systems based upon these two, either elitist system or egalitarian system. So elitist system is a standard type of compensation system that establish different compensation plans for different employee groups. So while egalitarian system is a compensation system that is flatter than the standard, so it is beneficial to highly competitive environments where companies are innovative, risk-taking, and continuously investing in new technologies. Right. Lobat akong mouse. And then it is important that the transparency comes along with sustainability. Employees tend to compare their pay and benefits to other employees and may inflate any discrepancies. So they believe kung sa ilang nakita, ilahan na siya. Mo reflect siya sa ato. Pare sa ato. Siguro, nandito sa Picas company, they are paying, they are receiving this wage while ato so this caused dissatisfaction, less productivity, and of course, mag-increase absenteeism. And transparent compensation plans make management more fair in administering the compensation. So sustainable organizations should also ensure they pay living wages rather than minimum wages. Living wages is the minimum income necessary for the person to attain a specific quality of life given the location and other economic factors where the person is employed. Thus, sustainable firm should recognize the value of living wages in maintaining a productive and sustainable workforce. So in addition to providing living wages, sustainable businesses provide important benefits necessary for employee quality of life. Standard benefit packages such as health insurance, dental insurance, paid sick leave. I know everyone are enjoying this too. And then child health centers at job. So I believe ang USPP is planning to put up a child health center wherein those employees wala sila mabinan sa ilang child, pwede rin nila sa center i-bilin. And then time off from work to care for their sick children or elderly family. And then of course for the men, they can avail paternity leave kung na sila yung and then flexible working hours. So flexible working hours is common nowadays, no, since the pandemic started, and all are working at home. So at the same time, we can take care of our children, and then our parents so that's it. There are a lot of sustainable business benefits that the employer can share to its employees. And lastly is the labor relations. This refers to the interaction between the company and the employee, particularly related to the employee's right to organize. A sustainable company will take a broader view of labor relations and interpret the term to include the protection of labor and human rights with regards to the impact of the sustain of the business. So the Human Resource Department has a large responsibility to keep records and of course maintain the policies and the monitor actions to ensure that employee human rights are protected. So there are companies na naa sila task force on the human rights na kung na ay ma-abuse sila ang mo tackle, sila ang mo ayo. So sustainable organizations practice good citizenship and high ethical standards because it is right thing to do. So employee diversity can improve the effectiveness and efficiency of organization by stimulating greater creativity and improving problem solving. So the sustainable organization promotes diversity and non-discrimination. And of course, it ensures occupational health and safety, and it protects employees from harassment and oppressive work environments. So employees who are protected from hazardous conditions will have a higher quality of life. Employers pay increased premiums when safety records reflect negative results. So different cultures have very different views and laws of what is right and wrong. So companies need to avoid exploitation of laws found in other countries, such as child labor laws. So maintaining good citizenship behaviors and consistent standards of ethics in international environments. So these chapters, I hope, give importance of considering social, economic, and environmental impacts within the human resource functions. So our discussion here has detailed ways in which human resources managers and companies can improve social impact, improve economic impact, and reduce environmental impacts through the activities associated with the recruitment and selection, training and development, performance, appraisal and feedback, pay and benefits, and of course, labor relations. So I guess that's all for this chapter or for this topic, human resources. If you have any questions, you can chat me anytime. Thank you.